Please welcome creator of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley.
How you guys doing? Welcome to E3 Coliseum 2019. You guys having a good E3 so far? All right, well, we have 3 days of panels and talks here at the E3 Coliseum. And it's, I think, the best lineup we've had. This is the 3rd year of the Coliseum. The reason we do this is to bring the game creators closer to the fans. So all of you guys that are here, we just have an amazing lineup of stuff across 3 days. Lots of great highlights. Today we've got lots of big games on stage. Simpsons live later today, and then tomorrow. More continues. We've got Jack Black here with Jablinski Games live for the first time, which is going to be awesome. And we just announced yesterday, Thursday, we're going to have Elon Musk and Todd Howard here for a session as well on Thursday at noon. So check the schedule on the E3 website. Everything will be streamed, so I want to welcome everyone watching around the world across YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Mixer, and Facebook. You guys will get to see all these panels over the next 3 days, and we're so excited to bring them to you. So without further ado, let's get to our first session of the day. These guys had a big moment on Sunday. We're talking Gears 5. And we have an awesome panel for you. There's going to be some news related to the game on this panel, so you definitely are going to get a special treat if you're watching or here in the audience. So without further ado, let's kick things off. And to lead us through this panel, please welcome the head of the coalition, Rod Ferguson, and WWE superstar, Austin Creed. Red and black. Good to see you. How's everything? Good to see you guys again. All right, enjoy the panel.
What's going on, everybody? So, here's the War 5. You guys are kind of excited about it? You guys kind of excited about it?
Yep. Weirdly, you know how to work a crowd. That's strange. I don't know how that happens.
I tried.
It's like weird.
I know, strange. This is
Well,
nice.
It is. Comfy.
Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. Gears of War 5, obviously, had some big news that dropped. And Rob?
Yeah, so our ship date. So we're coming out September 10th, September 6th with early access. So hopefully you're all going to be online September 10th. And we announced our new mode, debuted our new mode, Escape, which is our 3-player co-op aggressive multiplayer mode. Trying to plant the bomb, you get inside the hive, you plant the bomb, and you fight your way out.
So much fun. So essentially when we got to pick the game up and play it, it's one of those games where you're sitting local co-ops, you're sitting with your friends in chairs, on the couch, whatever, and you find out in the next 10 minutes, we're just gonna be screaming at each other while we're staring at the screen. I feel like that's something that not so many games have nowadays, so to be able to have that awesome local co-op experience, just it feels good.
Yeah, I mean, co-op, we like to say co-op is cake, not icing to Gears of War. Every time we come to the game, it's always about the co-op. And because co-op is just a short form for shared experience. And every time we meet fans, we had a poster signing last night, it's all about the story. It was always shared experience. Like, this is how me and my brother stay together. It's, oh, I met my girlfriend, and now we're married, and we had cut the cake with the Lancer. And it's all these stories about how the game has brought people together, and it's really meaningful to us and the team, so it's super exciting.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, it's been amazing to see the franchise grow in the ways that it has. And the fact that we've got this escape mode, and it's so much fun, and so intricate, so detailed, and just such a good time, we appreciate it. Me sitting on the side, I appreciate you doing this.
Well, and it's one thing of a bunch of different beats. It's one of the things where people keep like, hey, how come you haven't shown campaign gameplay? And part of it is like, Gears 5, we want to challenge expectations. And we look like, 6 minutes of campaign gameplay with Rod playing it on stage is kind of like almost like every year's at E3. So we wanted to, we said last year we had our campaign moment. We've got so much in the box, and so it was like, okay, this time we're going to talk about Escape. We knew Escape was going to be on the floor, so let's put Escape on the stage. And then like July, we got our Versus Tech Test, so everybody else can play. If you pre-order, you're part of Game Pass, you'll get in. And we'll have our, in August at Gamescom, we're doing Horde. And so you'll be able to go deep in Horde and find out what's going on there. And in September, we come back to the story and really talk about campaign and talk about Cade's story. So kind of over the summer, from now until launch, it's just jam-packed full of information.
Yeah. So before the game even comes up, you've already got a story progression there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We've got a little video.
Yeah, I figured maybe not everybody saw the show, so why don't we show you, the intention of this trailer was to give you a feeling of what it feels like to play Escape. And so why don't we run them?
attacked, and we lost everything. Everything except the need for revenge. This might look like a surrender, but it's not. It's an invasion.
You were playing Lonnie all the time with the electro blade because you're an impressive player. We
Just
said.
a touch. So I got hyped about the electric knife because it's one of the ultimates that's in the game. So there's a lot of it. And you just run in and you start stabbing everyone. It's so good. And so obviously playing with two other people, there were situations where I'd say, hey, I'm going in, just cover me or pick me up when I die, but I gotta just go in and do this. And so Bonnie, can you give us a little bit of information about her?
Yeah, so we basically we wanted Escape to have its own identity. We didn't want it to be like it's three characters. We just said, okay, let's do a screenshot with JD, Kate, and Dell, and it would look like, oh, it might be they're going into a hive in the campaign, or like you wouldn't understand what it was about. So we wanted it to have its own identity. And so having three different characters, Lonnie, Keegan, and Mac, just sort of would stand out in screenshots. And then we said, well, this is actually an opportunity to world build. We have create fully new characters with full backstories. And so we're working with Curtis Weeby to work on this, this great Hivebuster comic book series. The first issue is already out, paints the backstory for the characters, and you can actually get really invested in them. And so, yeah, Lonnie is our battle-hardened. She's sort of new to the war, like as part of the cleanup squads after Gears 3, and so some stuff goes wrong. She ends up in prison, and that's kind of what these guys are. They're a suicide squad, but they're not. There's no bomb in their neck. They have their own reasons for doing it. Lonnie is sort of she's the adrenaline junkie. She does it kind of she gets her kicks, but she's also trying to get back to her squad. Mac is an outsider, so he's never part of the military. And he's doing it for vengeance. His whole village got wiped out by the swarm, and he's got nothing left, so this is just a pure vengeance play for him. But he's the tank, so he has a barrier shield, and he can protect people while you're having to get somebody back, getting you back up after you had your stabbing frenzy.
Always revive me.
And then Keegan, who's sort of the old guard, he's a former Onyx guard, and he's looking for redemption. He basically served on Azura, which is the secret island in Gears 3. He never got to really see the war, and he saw his brethren die in the war, and he was like protecting VIPs, sort of a glorified bodyguard, and he really feels like that he never had his chance, and so now he's trying to redeem himself by going back and destroying the swarm, and kind of helping to sort of be the fatherly advice for the squad. And he's a support class, so he has a resupply station. So ammo is so, sparse. There's hardly any ammo, because when you get taken by the snatcher to go in, you only have your pistol and your knife, and so you have everything you have to get in the level you get by scavenging. So every kill is now a new weapon, every kill is some ammo, and having Keegan drop a supply station, resupply station is huge. So yeah, so we're really excited about having that sort of balance between the three classes and how you play together. But as you saw, it's the communication between the three players, but it's also the overlap of how you use the ultimate abilities. And then, there's 8 different difficulty levels. So the harder you play on, you're trying to get to a point where you master it on the 8th difficulty level, and then once you master it, you want to go fast, because it's really a speedrun mode that you'll put a speed up on a leaderboard, and you compare yourself against everybody else, and then every once in a while, the top of the leaderboard will get a reward for that, with some sort of cosmetic. So I kind of simplified down to get good and then get fast.
There we go. That's the tagline. One of the things that I think is really cool about it is the fact that it's so replayable. Like, a lot of times I feel like there's modes in games where, oh, we have this new thing, but then once you play it once or twice and you're going to beat it, it's fine, then we're done with it. But this, you can play it constantly, so much, and there's so much to get into. The whole video, picking up guns and seeing all the different things, like you said, the teamwork between the players. Right. The fact that they can jump in, they're like ground and pounding you, and somebody has to come and save you. Like, it does such a good job of showing what you actually have to do when the game is
Thanks. Yeah, and the way that the hives are built, there was a tile system, and so we're able to build hives really quickly. So we're going to be putting them out in a regular cadence, and so in every hive it will be different, and we'll have different difficulty modifiers. And what's great is we're actually shipping with a map builder, so the community and the players can build maps too, build their own hives. So like once you show that you can beat the hive, then you can put it out there and challenge others to try to beat your hive.
So when you guys get this game, make all the hardest hives.
Exactly.
So we got the Hive Busters. Is there anything else that we should know about?
So as you saw at the end of the announce on E3 is we're really, really, really excited to have this partnership. So if you pre-order or if you play the first week in Game Pass, you will receive the Terminator Dark Fate character pack, which will get you the Gears of War T800 and Sarah Connor, which is super exciting for us. We love that franchise. So, and it's an amazing opportunity just to work with great partners.
So obviously, does anybody in here like Terminator? So I always love good mashups. So having Terminator in the Gears universe is something huge for me. I love it. So without further ado, let's watch a little video. We'd like to bring to the stage Jesse Siskold. He is the president and COO of Sabado. Okay, so obviously, like we said, we love Gears, we love Terminator. What got you guys talking? How did this come about?
Well, should we start with the fact that I beat you in arm wrestling backstage? Make sure we leave that.
Oh, we want to talk about this.
No, I mean, hopefully, like a lot of you, I mean, we grew up just idolizing T1 and T2. Those were core movies that inspired me and a lot of the creators, particularly David Ellison, who founded our company, to fight and put back together the Terminator franchise. Ultimately, bring back James Cameron, who birthed this baby. And if you talk to him, there's only been 2 Terminator movies, period, he's aware of. And so we're picking right back up off of T2. And there really can't be a Terminator without Linda Hamilton, also kind of the ultimate iconic badass.
100%. So obviously, big fan of the Terminator series yourself.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you started started getting to this point of having Terminator in Gears universe?
Well, it maps so well. You know, we look at what happened with where Kate is her journey. You know, she's going from an outsider into a warrior. That's kind of the same journey that Sarah has. You know, having this sort of like, oh, a civilian into the now this warrior as you see in the clip. And so we felt like the parallel paths. And so I was really excited about having Sarah Connor be a character in the game in our universe. It would be something really awesome to, because of that parallel, just that strong female lead character. And what's even more awesome is that Linda's actually going to do the voice of the in the game. So
you're giving me so many good things. Okay, so like you said, so we're mashing these things up, and it's such an awesome thing, and it makes so much sense because the universes have so many strong characters. So to be able to have them both in the same place is just gonna feel good to everybody, I feel.
Yeah, so one of the things, you know,
that caught me off guard, sorry.
Gears has an iconic art style and so proportions and those sorts of things, and so we've taken the T800 and kind of gearsified it a little bit, and so you see new things like the emissive down the center of the chest, and that's part of the, you know, friend versus foe. When you're dealing with multiplayer, you want to have a little bit of red on the bad guys and a little bit of blue on the good guys kind of thing. I guess that's depending on your perspective. And so that was something that it was great working in the partnership, that we had that freedom to be able to do some stuff like that, to change the proportions a little bit, and to be able to add some lights and things like that, to be able to identify them and playing multiplayer. And those characters like Sarah as well will carry over into other modes as well. So it's going to be really exciting to be able to play it. And again, to hear Linda's voice in your head is going to be amazing.
It's going to be so good.
I think, you know, we're known as a Hollywood company because we make movies and television, but we, you know, have a pretty hardcore interactive DNA. I mean, David, our founder, is very hardcore. He was, as a kid, you know, wired up on Halo and then eventually jumped over Emergence Day. And we are very, very careful about selecting our partnerships. So, you know, we don't have like that ancillary interactive licensing team. That's not how we approach it at all. We talk about, you know, building a universe and honoring the fans. And it just so happens, you know, our director, Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool, started out in cutting game trailers. I'm sure you guys know, even Halo 4. So, you know, the collaboration is it's been amazing, both in creating a very unique T800, but also making sure that we're doing something that really honors the fans of the franchise, both on the interactive side, television feature. You know, we look at them all as one, that are just believers in the story and the characters, and couldn't have found a better partnership. I mean, we have two incredible badass female heroes. They're on a very similar mission in terms of, you know, they're sort of outsiders that were brought in to try to conquer fate and save humanity. Small task, but no, honestly, I mean, you're not going to see a Terminator, Angry Bird, or something. I mean, this is we're really very careful and very focused about honoring fans, and making sure that there's integrity back with this franchise.
Well, I think that's really good to hear, because I feel like a lot of times nowadays things just get matched up just to match them up. So to see two things that I definitely feel should be together because they work so well together is awesome. So it's amazing to hear that you feel that way.
Yeah, it's also sort of how we deal with Gears as well. Like, we always want to do things that are authentic and high quality. You know, the things, even with our licensing, when I first came back to the coalition in 2014, we were talking about starting up the licensing group again, and it was like, okay, what do we do? I was like, I don't want any plastic wallets, I don't need flip-flops, I don't need knickknacks. Like, if it's going to be cool, it has to be cool. Like, it has to, you know, do the right version of it, do the high-end version of it. And the same is true for relationships and partnerships. You know, I feel like this fits because, like, we are such fans of this franchise, and I feel like it feels like the world fits together, especially when you see with how they've been gearsified. Like, it just fits, and it feels really, really good. And so I'm really excited about it because I feel like it's an authentic partnership. It's not just a tack on.
Yeah, and I think definitely everybody's just as excited as you guys are, because as soon as you guys showed the clip and the video, everybody's just losing their minds. I'm seeing guys like hugging in the crowd. So definitely, you guys hit the nail on the head with this one.
Appreciate it.
I think it's a nod also to the coalition and Xbox. That's Sarah, I call her Sarah, but that you know, that Linda is excited to do the voice. I mean, that speaks to, you know, sort of the validation of the character in the game too. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to get into this.
That's gonna be awesome. Well, thank you very much. I know you're a busy man.
All good.
You got places to be.
Yeah,
so
good.
Give it up one more time.
Thank you.
Now I feel like it's time to meet a new character.
Yes. So last year at E3, some people got a glimpse of our new character, Faz Chitani. He said one line, and a lot of people immediately guessed who he was by saying his one line. But I felt like this is a good coming out time. I think now is the time to let him come out into the light and actually be able to tweet stuff and Instagram stuff because it's been killing him. So,
Okay. Well, let me please introduce, give a warm welcome to Rahul Kohli.
Finally.
2 years. I've had to stay away from your social media account. I can't like things. I've been waiting for this. This is incredible.
Well, you know, now that iZombie's finishing, I feel like you need a big.
I do need something.
So you need a gig. I figured I'd throw you a bone.
I appreciate it. I'm really happy I'm back in employment.
How hard is it to keep something like this under wraps for 2 years?
I mean, the fear of, you don't want to be the one that messes up, right? That keeps you through it. So like, I mean, yesterday I was queuing up to play Escape.
Right.
And I heard people in the line talking about the campaign, and I was like, it's cool, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It's fun to be like one of the only people that know before something. It's kind of cool.
And this was his first game.
Really?
It was, yeah, my first game. Yeah, I hadn't done any voiceover before, and it shows. No,
You can hear it.
But yeah, I met Rod in Vancouver, and he showed me a picture of Faz casting, and we went for it in the booth, and then it started. Yeah, 2 years ago.
That's wild. So, how different is it for you jumping into the world of voice acting?
I mean, it's a huge difference. I mean, there's some great positives, like you really can just sort of swing for the fences and not have to worry so much about what your face looks like, and I mean, it's all about how it sounds and how it, how it feels. At the same time, with Gears, like scripts like that, you don't get a PDF of it and study it and go, well, this is my character's. Like, you go in the room and then Rod's like, all right, here's where we are. This is what's going on. Go. So
Shit's on fire. You're in the desert. Go.
Exactly. So like, you don't. I don't know. It's so when I get to play it, I kind of get to feel the whole thing, I guess, in a few months. So that's the biggest challenge, was like, playing the character, being present in the moment without really knowing what's around the corner, what's happening. That was kind of an interesting experience.
And we always go back. That's the funny. It's interesting because it's not a start at the beginning and record everything and it all makes sense. It's like we'll record some and then we'll come back like a month later and then record like interspersed, and we'll come back and months later and record interspersed again. So trying to keep like the context straight and like this is where you were and it's an interesting challenge. Like, because you're coming in cold, going like where. There's literally stuff where, like, I've talked about a scene with Eugene the other day. Hey, he's like, what? I don't remember saying that. And I'm like, yeah, no, we have the scene. Like, I have the scene of you saying it, but it was like, well, that was 2 years ago. I don't remember saying it. I got the receipt. Yeah, exactly. It's funny, but yeah, it was just so cool because we, iZombie shoots up in Vancouver, and so it was a great opportunity. Friends of friends, and being able to meet Rahul, and then we just basically. Booked a local soundstage just to do an audition, just because he was in Vancouver. You said you didn't know that it was an audition.
I didn't. Someone said, do you want to meet Rod? And I was like, yeah. And then I got in, and it was a waiting room. I was like, this looks familiar. And then there were sides, like there was sort of script there, and I was like, oh, am I supposed to be preparing for something? And I was like, oh, okay, here we go, I'm auditioning. I had no idea, but yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that's great. Like with a lot of times on-camera actors maybe are not used to doing voice. They want that preparation, or they don't give you choices. Like when people maybe don't know, when you do voiceover, generally there's a line like, hey, we're going over there. And when you say, hey, I'm going over there, we want an A, B, and C, which is 3 different versions. And so that we can kind of range find and pick what we like. And that was one of the great things, is just instinctually, like very first line, when he did A, B, and C, he did 3 very completely different versions. And so you're able to go like, oh, I really like where you're going with B, like could you give me 3 more of that, or or that's it, that kind of stuff. And he already knew not to do the same thing 3 times, sometimes to just do blah, 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 and you're like, okay, there's no choice there. And the fact that he was really easy to direct, the fact that he always had great choices, and he was able to read it and instantly go into it, he didn't have to prepare, and become a method on it. So, although, he is a dick in person, so, so it was easy to play a dick character. So
it's actually funny that after working on Gears, it changed how I approached working like iZombie and stuff, because I started giving way more ults. So each take, because I got used to doing ABCs and constantly learning ways to put a comma here or bring this up, like I started doing that in the show. And that's why we're cancelled.
But it's gotta be fun because, as opposed to acting so long as obviously, you see the set, you're in the wardrobe. In this, like you're imagining everything in your head, what you look like, where you're gonna be. So how does that change how you approach, as opposed to being on camera?
Honestly, it feels like, it's almost like improv. Like the character becomes like a wardrobe. That's the only thing you do have, right? You get into character and you immediately have to kind of know how do they sound, what's their energy like, and Rod literally will paint a scenario, and in that moment you go, you know, like, so it's kind of freeing in the sense of like, there's no second guessing. You don't sit, I won't just like sit with that script for 3 hours, you know, just on one little thing, like, could I do this, like, you just go from instinct, and that's quite, like, freeing. You don't second guess yourself, you just have to do it, and it's done. And then they'll play it at E3, and you go, oh, okay, that happened.
The thing that happens all the time is because we're choosing, like, so he's giving so many choices, but he doesn't know what choice actually makes it. So it's always funny when the actors, whenever we play a scene, they'll go like, oh, that's the one you chose. It's like, yeah, that's the one we liked. It's like, okay, cool.
Well, maybe we'll get that reaction now, because we're gonna throw the video.
Yeah,
oh,
so
wow.
we should make sure the lights come down. I want to make sure. So it's not campaign gameplay, but I did want to give you is one of the campaign cinematics that we have. So we have an actual cinematic in the game where the squad, Jason, Kate, and Del run across Foz for the first time. So this is Foz's introduction in the game. So this is the first time you'll see him actually in the campaign when you play the game.
Come on!
Hey, Foz! How's life in Jin's rear echelon treating you?
Brilliant. But then we can't all be off on some secret mission. Oh yeah? How'd you hear about me? This is an army, not a monastery.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, we'll just leave you to the very important work of punching machines.
And sparring. Hang on a second, shit stick.
Shit stick? Del, theories?
I don't know. Maybe a stick made out of shit?
Or a stick used to stir up shit.
All right, fuck off. How about we make this interesting? You and me spar right now.
And how exactly is beating you interesting?
Yes or no?
You want in on this?
Pretty sure what's actually being measured here is gonna leave me at a distinct disadvantage. Then again, maybe not.
Hilarious. Are you in or not?
Oh, I'm in.
Come on, man. Let's just grab the jack module and get out of here.
Oh, this will be fun.
How's that fun working out for you?
Try it again, Foz. Come on. Hey, here's the thing, Foz. If I was spar with you, but not beat you. It's against their programming, but explain. See your false confidence. Quite a bit, actually.
Want some advice, Phoenix?
No, I'm good.
Jin does love her golden boys. But never for very long.
See, that was fun.
Fuck off!
Yeah. we like to work on this.
I immediately love and hate him at the same time.
So yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah. That's you.
Typecasting. Because I don't like to stretch the actors very far, so I'm like, if I could use the dick, I could, oh yeah, right.
Totally. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
How does it feel being able to play that character, be in this role? How does it feel being yourself?
It's going to take some getting used to. Like, every time I've heard my voice, it's come from my mouth. Does that make sense? So it's the first time I'm seeing, you know what I mean?
It's really weird when I'm in other places.
But like, it's that disjoint of seeing it come from someone who doesn't resemble me, or like another character.
Yeah.
That's messing with me right now. It's something I'll have to get used to. But I'm losing it. That was awesome, man. That was it.
they haven't the cast hasn't seen all the cinematics yet, so it's just one of those things where it's like that's probably his first time seeing it in a long time.
So there'll be situations where like you're playing the game and the cast hasn't seen the full.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and or what they've seen is like gray box, or they haven't seen stuff with animations and that kind of stuff. Like Foz was inspired. You know, one of the things I really believe in is that in order to get diverse characters, you have to strive for diversity. Like diversity just doesn't happen, especially from the creative mind of a middle-aged white guy. Like that just doesn't happen, right? So you have to find, you have to focus on it. And one of the things is we looked across, the Gears of War universe, was that we didn't really have this sort of South Asian, sort of ethnicity in the cast, and so we actually went and Foz was really, created from that. We were like, okay, we purposely want to create a character that has this ethnicity, and then it was like, okay, what's the right voice for this character? And that's when Van landed in again, the friend of friends, Rahul, it was perfect. And then when he came in and we showed him what Foz looked like, and he began to do the voice that he's doing, and it's amazing. It was a perfect fit, and I just love it so much. And so it was great. I mean, that's one of the things I really love is having this sort of diverse cast and having these really unique voices. And the thing is that they're just all so talented and they all get along, and they're also all crazy. So you're about to see that very shortly. But there's an energy to the cast that is just, I think they're the best cast in video games as far as I'm concerned. I know I'm heavily biased, but they're just amazing, and Rahul is just an amazing addition. Like it's just you bounce the cast up.
Well, that's one thing that I think is really interesting about Viewrs is obviously the gameplay is great, but the script, the story, but obviously the cast is so important. You guys do such a good job. So what do you guys say we bring up the rest of the cast?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Okay, we've got Eugene Bird as Dell. We got Liam McIntyre, who plays J.D. Phoenix. We got Laura Bailey, who's KCS. And we have John DiMaggio, Marcus Phoenix.
He's a little unknown actor. We checked up.
I'm digging this hat, though.
This hat, this custom hat, nice hat. Got it for my 50th birthday party for my agents because I make them nice money. I make them a little money so they give me a hat. That's nice.
One thing I would touch on, so backstage, just seeing them all interact, like you can tell you guys are a family. It's not like you're just coming in, doing a job, doing the voice and rolling out. Like, you guys are friends. There's love here.
Acting's a full-time job. We do it. We can fake it in the booth. We can fake it back.
Yeah. You don't say this all the time, so this is
You guys are the best, man. How's it feel directing this amazing cast?
Chaotic. Super chaotic.
Is it like herding cats?
Yeah. And Gears 4, we did a lot more ensemble, sessions where they would all be in the room together, and we're like, okay, that's enough of that. Let's separate.
We love that.
You did. I know you love that.
That's when it's most fun.
Yeah, well
Magic
actually,
happens.
Gears 5 was the first time we actually did PCAP, and so we were doing performance capture, and so we actually got to do scenes with the four of them. We're able, like the scene you saw back at E3 in 2018 was actually a performance capture scene where they actually got to get into suits, with little balls on them, and
That was fun.
Yeah.
Suits with balls.
And it's super tight, so you're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's tight. I must be
Somebody
good.
took
That must
two
be my vibe.
XLs from me, and I had to wear an XL. Boy, that was rough. Mad as hell.
It was not a happy mark.
no. Joking John became this John.
Yeah, no, too tight. Too tight. Too much.
So speaking of which, before we get into deeper, so I was thinking, like, why don't we recreate the last year's cinematic? But instead of doing it the way that we would normally do it, where you each do your own, I think we have scripts somewhere. Such a different. There we go. James Yin, everybody. He's the mastermind behind all of this, making sure the panel well.
So you take this one and you take this one.
So.
Can I do Marcus like this?
That's how.
It's time to drop the hammer.
That's what you want to call it.
Stop, man. You two take left. Cole, you come with me.
That's what it's like all the time.
We can just get that version as well.
What's funny though is that there are moments in the studio when we goof around a little, things just start to moments happen. Moments happen like that's one, that's two, that's three, that's four. What happens after that, and then there's my tomatoes, the whole tomato rant.
Yeah, there's no Home Depot here.
No, there's no Home Depot out here. I can't just go get tomato seeds. My tomatoes.
Okay.
Usable lines every sentence.
Yeah, exactly. Always useful. Okay, so what I figured we'd do is recreate it, but we're going to mix it up, somewhat similar to what we did at Comic-Con the other time. So Rahul, as our newest cast member, I figured would give the majority of the lines to as Kate Diaz.
Yeah.
Sorry. That is all exact. And I thought it'd be interesting to have Eugene be Marcus.
Yeah.
Because he tries to.
So are we doing impressions of everybody?
You should be trying to do what you can. Yeah, you should be doing your voice.
Yeah, that's why. What do you think I'm
Goddamn tomatoes.
So JD will be played by Laura Bailey. So it'll be JD.
Hello.
What I consider to be the most dangerous casting call is John playing Dell.
I don't have to do this year.
I know.
I got your number.
And Lee will play Foz in this particular scene.
Sure thing, mate.
So, so if you haven't seen the scene, so basically what's happened is Kate rushes in, there's been someone has died that's very close to her, she's reacting to it, and we place a scene where she actually rebels against JD and the cog because she's going to go on a
Such a
personal
serious scene.
Yeah, this is a bummer.
Feel better than
I know, well,
That's what makes it good.
yeah, exactly. So there's very little narration, but what little there is, I'll try to do to read you into this. Sure. So you remember, so Kate has just rolled out of a snatcher as this begins, and she's running to find out what happened to the person.
Okay.
Okay, so external outsider village. We see Kate run into the front of an outsider village. She sees a grim and grief-stricken Dell, along with an outsider standing over a body. She runs faster.
Oh no.
And we, Dell.
Kate. No, Kate. You can't see this. You don't want to see this. No.
I'm sorry.
Then, from behind Kate, we see the stem sleeve of a mysterious cog soldier reaching out to touch her shoulder. On contact, Kate turns and looks to see it's JD. He's changed in many ways, head shaved. Testicles retracted.
We're going in different directions.
I do that all the time.
Let's call.
You're 50, you have to do that to go to the bathroom.
I know, that's true. Nobody likes wet balls. And right up there.
The world runs on Duncan.
Yeah, that's right.
So on contact, Kate turns and looks. It's JD. He's changed in many ways. Head shaved, face scarred.
Kate, I'm sorry.
That's too soft.
I'll take it.
I'm sorry.
I would just do Dell as Barry White.
Okay.
Thanks, JD, for coming here.
Of course.
Can I recommend we maybe get these people out of here?
Hey, just slow down.
No, Foz is right. We need to move.
What do you?
What if I just play with like a stuffed up nose?
That's how I live.
That's what
Wait, what are you talking? He's dead, man. Give her a minute.
She'll hear many of the raven.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's you. What the hell is wrong with you?
Del, we need to leave.
going to.
Excuse me?
For months now, I've been having these dreams, nightmares, but I think they were messages. That's the only one I can do. I'm so sorry. That works. That works.
Kate holds up her necklace, outside her emblem out, then she turns it around to show them the locust symbol. So, if anybody knows, Laura did anime, or does anime, and that is so anime, it's not even funny. I love it every time. In anime, you can't go, you have to go, OMEN. Whenever she does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Hey, Marcus.
Your grandmother's.
Yeah,
He's not gonna be able to speak for a week after that.
we'll deal with this later. Foz, round these people up.
I need help.
There's a place up north. I think we can find you answers.
No,
How do you do that?
Anyway, go ahead.
no, absolutely not.
What do you do? Somebody get JD a Benadryl.
We have orders.
You'll go with me?
God damn it, both of you, listen to me.
I'll go with her. Look, if you're missing, Jen will notice.
Okay. I'll push Jack the coordinates.
No, Corporal. You're coming back to New Fear, and that's a direct order.
Well, Captain, screw your order. It's about me. I need to fix this.
Kate then walks away. JD lets Marcus and Foz get ahead of Dell and him. Then he takes Dell aside.
Hey, watch her. Her necklace, that's a locust symbol.
Do you need a Kleenex or some shit? Yeah, so.
She'd never be our enemy by choice. I know that.
Because she would die for us.
I know that. What if it's not her choice?
Okay, Foz, one line. That's not fair of you. Or me, by extension.
Eugene, I'm sorry you have to do that. I have a ear, eye, nose, and throat guy. You can see it. It's totally cool.
Oh, God, I tried my best. Don't stuck like this.
Shit, JD playing D&D now.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna be my player.
Just so many ways.
Yeah, so what I love about this is the fact that, like, now that I've heard this, I want a mode in the game where I can just toggle these voices. Like that.
You guys have time, right?
Yeah, that's totally easy. Let's do another year of VO.
I like money. I like money.
Wow.
All right, so Eugene,
Yeah.
you are the voice of the player. So how does your voice of the player?
Yeah, Dell represents.
Dell.
I mean, it's the same as we did with Dom. It's like you represent what the player's thinking when you're thinking, and so you're the voice.
Essentially, it's always
I'm
nice
the
to
heart
have
of the
that.
game.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like everything does revolve around that kind of person because it's me while I'm playing the game. Like, what do I want to do? The emotions that I'm feeling, I can feel them through Dell. So how does it feel being able to be that voice for the people playing the game?
Scary. Scary for a lot of reasons because the fact is, it's like, I was a Gears fan before all this, and then having to do this, it's a lot. It's a lot to do that because, you know, you put your heart and your soul into this. You want the players to want to empathize with the characters. In 5, we have to do that, especially with my journey with Kate, to bring something deeper to the forefront. So hopefully the fans will feel what they'll feel through me, through the game. I don't know how to say anything else beyond that.
I've been watching you very, very closely.
No. Rob was like this.
Shut it down! Shut it down! All right, so Liam, you playing JD, Marcus's son. So there's a transformation that he goes through throughout the game. Obviously, the evolution of it. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely not. No way. After that veiled threat from Rod. No, it's I really like this story that we're telling in Gears 5. It's breaking the mold of Gears probably in a way that I don't think Gears has had the chance to do yet. I think that's exciting for both like the way the game plays, but also the way that we're telling the stories now. I think that's because I don't want to be like, so this is what happens at the end. It's JD's journey's really different in this one. It's surprised me when I was reading it and going through it, and in a really cool way. It's really interesting, and it's complex, and it's challenging, and he goes in a different direction than I guess I expected, which I think is really, really fun to play and experience. And yeah, I just think that the story in Gears 5 is going to bring players something that they haven't found before, which I'm excited to see.
Nice. So, you're playing Old Man Marcus.
Thanks.
How's it, seeing obviously his progression through the Gears series and now he's older?
Well, what's interesting is that, I'm aged with the character myself, and I think we've aged appropriately together. So to play him at this age isn't really that much of a stretch, because it's just me doing the character yet older. And it's kind of easier, if you will. But it's just been a trip. From the whole entire road we've taken in this franchise has just been absolutely amazing. To still be in the game, the amount of death that's happened, and to still be around, it's just, I was saying in the back, I was just like, if there are any more games, I don't know. I just want to die a natural death. I don't want to catch a chainsaw. I just want to, I just want to die. Just like, oh my God, Anya, that'd be great. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Can I share what you said? One of the things about that? John came up to me and he's like, dude, you gotta let me know. If you're gonna kill me, I gotta know. I got a house to pay. I got a house payment. You gotta let me know.
I got a mortgage fucking place.
I gotta know.
If you don't mind, just let me grow old with years.
It's been 14 years, dude.
I know. It's been a long time. 14 years, which is really cool. But, you can't have a kid in 14 years. You can, but not JD's age.
Okay.
So I was playing a little older. No, I was playing young. I was playing younger, and now I'm playing old. Ooh. That's some acting cred right there.
Just evolving.
No, it's been a blast.
JD is actually 14.
Yeah,
nobody knows.
War changes you.
They grow up. You have to mature and grow quickly.
You mentioned before family. This is a great group of people to be working with, and to come back to something, to come back to something and be able to do it again with with new blood and new life into the story. It's just been a really incredible ride, and I got a hat out of it, so it's pretty cool.
One of the things probably the biggest piece of feedback we got from the trailer we showed, or the cinematic we showed last T3, was where the hell is Marcus's beard? We can't have Old Man Marcus without his beard. So everybody will be happy to know Marcus has his beard back. So the game shifts with Marcus having his full beard back again. So he's truly Old Man Marcus once again. So
Not death, but life as well. Life in the future.
Life, yes, exactly.
Laura, you're playing Kate. So obviously, there's some intricacies about the story that involve her and the story all around her. What was it like for you getting to bring her to life?
It's been amazing. I've been so impressed with the story progression and the writing of all of the characters, but especially me, because I read those ones. No, I mean, I think in this game, we haven't shied away from really hard character progressions and choices, and you know, it's a struggle, and I never expected going into this that the emotions that we would be going through would be so strong, and even doing the performance capture, those cutscenes that we shot together were just wonderful, and to get to like fully embody Kate. It's wonderful.
It's awesome. Well, it's great to hear from you guys, and I want to know what you guys have to ask. But I'm sure there's people in here that love Gears and came here to ask some questions, so we want to open up to a few people.
Is there a mic in the audience, I think?
Run down there.
And I knew it. I told them in the back that you might try to run down.
Right there, full of things on. He did it.
Oh, wait, there's a mic.
Oh, the mic is right there.
See, Liam?
There's another mic over there. Back. If you have a question, just step to the mic.
We got a question here? Yes.
No, he's got the mic.
Oh, he's got the mic.
Go there, go to the person sitting back. Oh, there we go, right
Any
there.
question? Yeah, question here. Here we go.
Hi, yeah, I was wondering if Kate has a sexual preference in the new game?
Is that your business, motherfucker? Maybe she's a quick hitter. What kind of nerd boy? What is
What's important is that we know she's here to shoot stuff. Yes, thank you. Next question.
Moving on.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Right here.
Be careful.
You guys are family up there. Wanted to know, though, what was it like on a daily basis, or working from beginning of the day to the end of the day, working on a script and communicating? What was that like to kind of get a picture what that entails a little bit?
Extremely collaborative.
Yeah.
Rod's really great at that. Like, what is like you find out very quickly is Rod completely understands. You guys know, completely understands the world that we exist in.
Every facet of it.
Yeah, like we were talking about how you make a great DM.
Yeah. We were just joking in the back that you would make the
Great dungeon master.
In the pen and paper gears.
Because it's just so layered, and everything is there, from the character bible to the storylines. It's all there. And to be able to be in the room and be there when it happens, when the creativity is going on, to be able to, you know, when we were all in the room together doing stuff, it's incredible, you know. I mean, it's been great, and it's always been great. That's the thing. It's been consistently great, even when these guys weren't around. And it's always been that way.
It's super. Like, one of the things we always love is the actors bring the characters to life. So there's things on the page, but there's also things in their head that we want to bring to life. And so we always say, feel free to push, feel free to take it someplace else, feel free to explore where it could be. Because again, we're kind of doing it instinctually. It's kind of like in the moment.
One of my favorite moments happened when we were doing that, and you were like, "That's it." Somebody was saying something about plants, and I was like, "What am I, a fucking botanist?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "That's definitely Marcus. That's definitely Stan." And, you know, just things like that happen in the recording session. When we all come together, and you know, that's a real beautiful thing.
We also get stir crazy. So I've had many a moment where, after like a week long of just recording session after recording session after, and you start going stir crazy, and somebody starts doing that, and you go like, "This is hilarious," and you're laughing and you're crying in the booth, and you're like, "This is so good, it's so great," and then it all gets edited and shipped back to the studio, and you get back, and everybody's like, "Okay, what did Rod get this time?" And they're like, "What the hell is this?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, that was really funny when I was super tired."
When I was hallucinating from no sleep. Sure.
Yeah, but no, I see. It's not that funny.
Gears 4, where I had like, you were talking before, Rod, cool about A, B, and C's. I was like, you just meant to do 3 of them?
Yeah.
I do like 70, and they
He does.
Stop saying things.
Yeah.
He's literally the dude that would give you about 50 of them and the mic is still on.
And I think it was like, because we don't always record together, I think someone left the track open, and I was like, what is
just kept going. He just kept repeating a line over and over.
Who was there? Who was there? Who was there?
Yeah, it was just boom, 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 and I was just like, oh, JD, you don't have to talk as much. Shut up!
And he responded to everything, so it would be like, what do you mean? I'll tell you in a second. What do you mean? I'll tell you in a second. What do you mean? I'll tell you in a second! What do you mean? Oh my God!
Yeah, Liam's the first, because Liam, like, he's the first actor I had to, like, create sign language for, to be like, just stop. Because what happens is, because they'll go A, B, C, so you'll hear, like, someone will record A, B, and C, and you're like, okay, great, and then maybe in that moment you can't instantly go B, so you go, hey, can you play that back? And so the engineer will go like, sure, and he'll press play, and it'll be A, B, and C, but while the engineer's getting ready to play, he does it again, so he does another A, B, and C, and you're going, wait, is that the recording? Is that him? Did you record what he just said? Because that was really good. Oh, but I don't know, you're just like, stop talking. I don't know where it's coming. Like,
it didn't occur to me that you could still, I figured you just were like, shut up, Liam, and I was just in the booth and like, maybe I'll say it like this, maybe like this, maybe like this. And I'm like, why are they so confused in there? It must be really hard to choose those things. Meanwhile, my wife was in the audience being like, he's like that at home.
Honey, how are you? Honey, how are you?
We might have like, we have one time for one more question before we run out of time.
We got you right there.
Yeah. Do you think we might get a little bit more background story about, Kate, her maybe succumbing to the, dark side, or like the locust, and her having those visions? And
so there's this great game coming on September 10th. Viewrs 5. It's a great story about Kate and her journey.
So let's summarize it now.
You buy it, that's when you get it.
It's what you hope it will be. I'll say this, it's what you hope it'll be.
Yes. But as you know, with the game, and you talked about, really cool. We've got the comics as well, so there's tons of Gears content in the Gears universe. So
yeah, actually, by the way, something that we're really excited about. So one of those things that make being the success of Gears is you often get to work with your heroes, along with this cast. Is I got to work with Alex Ross. And so Alex Ross painted this painting. Alex Ross works not in digital, he actually paints, and he painted our journey. Bob Ross?
We're just going to push. Anyway, got it. So, okay, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody here. Check it out, Gears 5. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
You're ready? Awesome. We can spin.